Welcome to the following presentation of 4-Star Sports Media. Welcome to Inside the Eagle's Nest, your one stop for all things Crossett Athletics. Now, here's your host, Wes Pruitt.
Hello, Crossett Eagle fans, and welcome back to Inside the Eagle's Nest. I'm your host, Wes Pruitt. Thank you to everyone watching on Inside the Eagle's Nest, also on the 4star.live YouTube page, and also on our website at 4star.live. Well, it was playoff football time here in beautiful Crossett, Arkansas this last Friday night. Crossett Eagles had a different challenge this week. It was the triple option, something that, as we all know, will cause a defense fits at times. But Sean Jackson and his staff and this team came out and really just shut the door quite early in this game, to be honest with you. Came out with a 49-7 victory over Pottsville. Talked to Coach Jackson pregame. He just said that his players just needed to come out and play, and that's what they did. Let's go back and just kind of recap the game a little bit. Crossett jumped out to a quick 7-0 lead, came back with a little bit of a I wouldn't call it an onside kick. I would just call it a kick that wasn't picked up. And Crossett had their head on a swivel and picked the ball up. Ended up going up 14-0 pretty early. Just to give you a little quick rundown of some stats, Crossett ran 39 plays for a grand total of 362 yards. Ran the ball 26 times for 206 yards. That comes out to a rough average of about 7.8 yards a carry. Was 9 of 13 for 186 yards through the air. I always go back to it. Turnovers and third down conversions. Crossett won both. Turnovers, they forced 2 fumbles from Pottsville, and on third down, they were 4 of 7. I go back to it. If you can stay ahead of the chains for the majority of the game and you can get third down conversions, you've got a good chance of winning the football game. But when you really look at this team, so Jackson Moore, let's just talk a little bit about let's talk rushing game first. Like I said, they ran 39 plays for 362 yards. These were the rushing stats for Crossett. Tyreek Jones had 6 carries, 56 yards, 2 touchdowns, long of 31. Right, I had an average of about 9.3 to carry. Tayshawn Pascal, young man that I really enjoy watching, 6 carries, 45 yards, 1 touchdown, averaged about 7 yards a carry. Isaiah Benton had 5 carries for 33 yards, averaged roughly 6.5. You had Jackson Moore, 3 carries, 23 yards. Max Brooks, 2 carries, 22 yards. This Crossett offense all season has been a run-first offense. That's kind of their bread and butter, I guess you would say. But it's really been fun to watch because when the offense seems to get a little bit behind the chains at times, they don't mind. They're going to turn around and immediately hand the ball off as quick as they can. And they've got stud athletes back there between Tyreek Jones, Tayshawn Pascal, Jackson Moore. Throw in a kid like Max Brooks, Benton. I mean, you saw more kids this week get some carries for this offense. And Coach Cook said it a few weeks back. Coach Newton said it before him. This team really hasn't hit their stride yet, but I feel like Friday night, offensively, they looked really good. They looked really, really good. Their foot is back on the pedal, which is something that we haven't seen. Like for example, in the Star City game. But when you look at the receiving side of it, Jackson Moore had 5 catches for 88 yards and a touchdown. Pascal had 2 catches for 6. Ashford had 1 for 42, and Buford had 1 for 20. So once again, let's go back to Tyreek Jones. He is the obviously leader of the offense. He's the quarterback. He also makes the decisions of what the team wears at game day, which I find to be a very unique and very, very cool honor for a senior on a team, especially being the quarterback of this program, to get with the other seniors and make that decision. But when you look at this team, of course, like I said, offensively, they've been lights out all year. But one thing that I think this is very underappreciated about this team is just stingy this defense has been. I talked about it at the beginning of the show. You got 2 turnovers. You're winning the turnover battle. You're flying around on fire again. Coach Newton, Coach Cook, this entire staff has really got this defense playing really well. You're going up against, like I said at the very beginning, that can give a defense problems with the triple option. You've got to be very disciplined. You've got to know who your man is. And with the triple option, there's a lot of dressing in the movements that they'll do. They'll send a guy in motion one way, then jerk him back. There's just numerous different ways that what I call window dressing and what people in the defensive side of the ball will call smoke screens, window dressing. It's just things to get your eyes moving, to get your head moving. Because once your head moves on that defense and they snap that ball, you're automatically lost. You got to figure out where you're at. But to hold this team to 47 rushes for 189 yards, that comes out to roughly 4 yards a carry. And I know they say the old adage of 4 yards in a cloud of dust, but when you look at this Crossett defense, defensive line, linebackers, and safeties, all 3 levels have been really fun to watch. They really, really have. And they shut down a triple option team. Let's go back in the season a little bit. Another triple option team that came to Crossett was McGee. McGee kept the ball for the entire first quarter of that game, and that was one of Crossett's 3 losses. So to see how this team has grown throughout the year, how the defense has progressively getting better and better and better every single week, and then to turn around and play a team very similar to McGee, likes to use that fullback a lot in that triple option style offense that they run, to see this team not only grow but be ready for another triple option team is really good to see. It's really refreshing to see, and it's me a lot about not only this team but them buying in and fully committing to the C. I just got to give this coaching staff and this credit and this city the utmost amount of credit as I can give. This team, this city has bought in to Crossett Athletics. It's fun to see. It's refreshing for me. And the young men and women, for that matter, that play for Crossett, they feed off that. They feed off that crowd energy. They know when you're there and when you're not there. Trust me when I say that. And it's just really fun to watch the city across. Friday night they had the little checkerboard thing in the stands. Just they're doing different things. They're bringing more energy and more excitement to this program, and it's great to see. I was actually across the street talking with Coach Marlon Smith, the boys basketball coach, earlier this evening. Hope to have him on here shortly. But we were talking about it. He said, and he had a shirt on that said "Commit to the C," and I was talking to him about what exactly that means to him, and he said the same thing that I just said. The entire city is bought in. The entire program is bought in. The administration, the teachers. It's a unit. It takes a whole unit to make this thing run successfully, and it's really, really, really great to see. Once again, thank you to everybody watching right now on 4-Star Sports Media YouTube and the Eagles Nest Facebook page. Also, anyone that's going to be listening to this podcast on Facebook, on Spotify, YouTube, and at 4star.live website. Thank you to everybody watching. Right now, we've got roughly 7 to 8 viewers right now on the Eagles Nest. Feel free to comment, guys. I'm all about interacting with the fans. I want to talk to the fans of this podcast. This podcast is a lot of fun for me to do and everyone else involved, especially over at the Eagles Nest Facebook page. Feel free to comment any questions you guys might have, anything that you want to talk about on the show. Feel free to comment as the show's going on. I can put your comments directly on the stream as well, so more fans will be able to see your comments. So if you got any questions or anything, please feel free to ask. When you look at this Crossett football team, now sitting at 8-3 on the season, they got to make a road trip coming up this week. They travel to Ozark to take on them. That's a good little drive. It's up around Russellville. So you are looking at a good little haul up there. Heather Buford said, "Thank you for supporting our kids. We're super and love their commitment to each other." I completely agree. The commitment that not only the kids are making to the staff and to the coach, to the coach, but also to each other. But the main commitment that I find so beautiful to watch is the fact that these young men and women are doing it in the classroom as well. But at the end of the day, you've got to be a student before you're an athlete, and I just love that give and take relationship as a student athlete. I was once one as well, so I totally understand where it's coming from. But Heather, thank you very much for watching and thank you for supporting this podcast. Truly means a lot to me. But when you look at this Crossett team, you got to make a trip. At about a 4.5, 5-hour drive up there to Ozark. This is playoff football. This is what you want. You want to be playing in that third, fourth week in November. Because when you get to that fourth week in November, that's state playoff. Then you're playing in the Rock, as they like to say around up at War Memorial. And I believe in. I guess you'd say I'm kind of biased, but I do honestly believe that the Crossett Eagle football team is a championship caliber team. They've got that kind of talent. They've got that kind of offensive firepower. They've got a defense to back it up. They've got a special teams that I've been talking about all year is one of the best special team units I've seen in quite some time at the high school level. You've got Mondragon kicking field goals for you. You've got an incredible punter. You've got punt and kick returners that can make it happen, that can take it to the house every single time, to be quite honest with you. This Crossett football has been a lot of fun to watch this year, and it's only going to continue week in, week out. Guys, if you can't make the trip up to Ozark this week, head on over to CrossettEagles.live. Larry Cantley and the radio crew will be on Friday night from Ozark. They do a great job. They do an incredible job keeping up with all the stats. Just everything about them is good job, just good stuff. Super nice guy. Larry Cantley actually lives just a couple houses down from me. But yeah, check them out. CrossettEagles.live on Friday night. And also, we got basketball season right around the corner. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back from break, we will get into Eagles basketball, which tips off tomorrow night.
Support for the College Football Pick'em Show is sponsored by BA Masks.
We'll kill that ad. Up next, we've got basketball going on. Like I said earlier, I was just over across the road talking to Coach Marlon Smith. His Crossett Eagle basketball boy program, the boys basketball program, gets cranked up tomorrow night. Road in the beautiful Crossett Gymnasium. I was over there again tonight. I got a little tour of it. That place is grade A quality. I think it's one of the best gymnasiums I've seen, and probably in all my life. And at this level, to be in this town, this small of a town, Crossett has got some facilities that are really, really, really nice and really ahead of the times, honestly. I see no reason why there should not be a state championship being played in that gymnasium. Don't see it. And I know I probably get in trouble for calling it a gymnasium. People say it's an arena. I get it. It's just habit. But tomorrow night, you've got the Crossett boys taking on Drew Central. This basketball team is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Just talking with him over there tonight, he's pumped up. He's looking forward to basketball season. He's a young coach. He's got some swag about him, and I like it. He knows it's going to be a challenge to continue the success, to keep the sustained success that this basketball program has seen the last few years. And he's up for that challenge. I can honestly tell you that. He excites me. He gets me excited for high school basketball. But when you look at it right now, he's got Jalen Young over there playing, Brian Simpson, uh, Landon Sibbles, Blake Wilcott, Shamar Smith, Trace Jones, Bryce Smith, O'Brien Bankston, Jatavius Brown, Ellis Mays, and Marcus Acey will be the players tomorrow night. Now you've got some guys from football that are going to come over. You've got Pascal's going to come over, Tyreek Jones, Jackson Moore, Talon Pascal, and then you've got Eric Massenberg, Denzel Washington, Brandon Mayweather, and Devin McCarty will all come over. But when you look at this Raw game, we'll just go down the list here. You got Landon Sibbles coming in at 6'4". You got Devin McCarty coming in at 6'4". That's good height for the high school level. I mean, the smallest player on the entire roster is 5'8". So this, just so you know, the smallest player on the high school roster is taller than I am, by 3 inches. But this team's got some speed to it. This team's got some grit to it. Not to ruin anything, but I mean, I know that. I mean, we talked, and if you go back and watch the basketball team for the last few years, men's side of the ball, they've been running a lot of zone. I think that Coach Smith's going to be more of a man, more of a get in your face kind of defensive guy. May stretch the court a little bit, run a little press action. But tomorrow night against Drew Central, first game tip off at 4:30 p.m. The junior high girls will start it off, then junior high boys, then senior girls and senior boys. But it all tips off right across the street tomorrow night at tomorrow afternoon, I should say, at 4:30. Go on out there and support those kids. This coaching staff's excited. These kids are excited. Let's just keep it going. Let's just keep football going. We understand football's going on. I'm not saying don't support football, but just transition. Go from football Thursday, or go from basketball Thursday night, tomorrow night. Then you got football coming up Friday night. So you've also got another game. They play McGee on Thursday night at home. So there you go. You've got some things coming up with Crossett Eagle Athletics that are going to be a lot of fun to watch. The baseball program is going to be a lot of fun this year. Softball program is going to be a lot of fun. Golf is incredible from what I've been told. You got soccer going on now with Crossett. There's so many activities in this city that the young men and women, the stellar student athletes of Crossett, Arkansas, are involved in. And I am very, very glad that I can bring this Inside the Eagles Nest podcast to these young men and women. I mean, I've got the capabilities of doing it. So from what I've been told, the kids seem to like it. Based on some comments on this show and around town, the city of Crossett likes it. So from everyone here at Inside the Eagles Nest, thank you very much for all the support that you've given me, Randall Outlaw from the Eagles Nest page, and everyone involved in Crossett Eagle Athletics. It's been a true honor to do this show, and I'm not stopping here. I'm going to try to make this show better and better and better as we grow along with Crossett. So, guys, if you're not doing anything tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon, head on out to Crossett Arena and check out these junior high and varsity basketball programs, men and women. It's going to be a lot of fun. Got 2 new head coaches in the house now. So you got Coach Marlon Smith, and then you got Coach Jackson over on the girls' side. It's going to be really fun to see how these new coaches and new teams gel together. But when I say that Crossett Eagle Athletics is on the rise, that is not an understatement. This program is on the rise. Their facilities are improving. They're getting more fans behind them. Like I said earlier in the show, the fact that it's not only about committing to the C for the players, but it's also about committing to the C for the fans, for the parents. And it's really, really refreshing. Like I said earlier, it's very refreshing to see this Crossett Eagle fan base reaching out, getting excited for their Crossett Eagles. You got alumni coming back in town. You've got a lot of excitement about this team. But Friday night, the football team travels up to Ozark. You can't make it, be sure and check out CrossettEaglesLive.com. Larry Cantley and the radio crew will be on for the entire duration of the game. Do an incredible job. But basketball season is now upon us. You got Drew Central coming in tomorrow night. Then you've got McGee coming in Thursday night. And it looks like you've got Strong coming in for a senior girls and boys game on Friday night at 6 p.m. So a lot of action going on. Crossett Eagles is going to be jam-packed. But let's get out and support this Crossett Eagles sports teams. Like I said, that's just a quick rundown of the sports activities that I know of so far for this week. But going to be a lot of fun. Get out there and support them. Get out there and cheer these kids on. Like I said, the kids know when you're there and when you're not there. So get out there and support them. But once again, I am Wes Pruitt from Inside the Eagles Nest. Thank you to everybody watching on Eagles Nest Facebook page, YouTube 4-Star Sports Media, and also at 4star.live. I'm out, and go Eagles.